Hola mi gente, bienvenidos. Welcome to the channel. I just got back from Mexico, which always gives me a chance to brush up on my Spanish. But a ton of stuff happened in the crypto space while I was gone, and I need to cover some of it. I'll probably do a full recap later. I'll just hit a few things now, but one thing that I gotta cover is Carol. So Carol, of course, has been booming on the base chain side. There's a bunch of other protocols out there that noticed that Carol was super successful and wanted to make a clone of it, but put it over on the BNB side. So the Carol team decided, hey, why don't we just go ahead and do that? Because if everyone else is going to do that, people are going to want to jump into those. You know, people don't really know if those platforms are safe or not, but they're going to ape into them, and it's going to take capital away from this ecosystem and to go over to the other ecosystems that are trying to copy it. So the solution was just to create their own, and it just launched a few minutes ago. So this is Carol, but on the BNB smart chain. As you can see, it's all yellow, the typical BNB colors. You'll go to the same site, that same Carol site. You just click the drop down up here, and you've got the options to go with the base chain mainnet or go with the BNB smart chain. So if you flip it over to this one, then you'll see, obviously everything over on this side is a direct clone of the other side, and we just got to figure out how to work it now. So it's very simple. If you go to stake Carol, it's going to show you where we're at. Already $288,000. So a bunch of money dropped in this right at launch. So if you sat on the sidelines for Carol because you thought you were too late, I would consider jumping in the BNB side. Of course, not financial advice, but I'm going to go in right now on this one and stake. Now, if you haven't watched any of my previous Carol stuff, Carol content, if you will, the process is relatively simple. You're going to take your BNB and you're going to purchase Carol with it. I want to eventually couple this up with BNB and then stake it, so I'm going to leave some behind. I'm not going to spend all the BNB that I have available. So I'll buy Carol with a portion of it. When you bond it, you kind of lock it up for 30 days, but in exchange for that, they're going to give you an additional 30%. So I'll do that. It'll lock it up for 30 days. Then what I'm going to have to do is go over to stake the Carol. In order to do that, I will create an LP. I will basically take the additional BNB that I have and I'll smash it up with the Carol, which will create the LP, and then I'll stake it and I'll get some additional yield for that. So let's do that now real quick live. Let me set up a ledger. All right, and since Carol's been so successful for me, I will probably go bigger on this later, but I don't have a ton of BNB in here. So why don't we just put about $75 in BNB, and that'll give me my Carol. Let's go ahead and get the tokens, confirm the transaction. Okay, that transaction's gone through. As you can see, it's reduced my BNB value. Let's go over and click staking. It should pull in the amount that I need, which is $97. So the 75 plus the additional 30% basically comes out to about that. Let's go ahead and click stake and we'll confirm the transaction. All right, and as you can see, I now have an active stake in here. And so this will pay out until it gets to 150%. And all that's gonna do is just populate these tokens over here in my available tokens. And so those Carol tokens will be available. This is basically just a BNB printer. Once you go to sell the tokens, it'll sell them for BNB. And so I'll be making BNB on this side and Ethereum on this side. So super cool. I'm looking forward to this. This one has only 1.15 million in now. I think some of the liquidity dropped out of this one because people wanted to go into the other side, which is just fine, but still over 1 million, still looking really good, and I'm gaining up pretty good amount per day. Let's go back to the BNB. I bet we're right around that 300,000 mark. Yep, 298,669 so far. So this thing's taken off. Again, this just launched, so I'll try to get this video out real quick. That way you guys have an opportunity to see it. But just everything else that happened in the crypto world, obviously we saw pretty good news in the macro markets with Bitcoin and Ethereum and everything like that. So I think might be moving in the right direction. If this Bitcoin ETF actually goes through, Bitcoin will spike major, and then of course all the other coins will follow. So we could forcefully get ourselves out of the bear market that we've been in. I know everyone's a genius and they think it's only going to come after the halving. There are of course external factors that could change that. And if we get a Bitcoin ETF, that's a spot ETF, those entities are going to have to go out and buy Bitcoin, which is going to shoot the price up. So anyway, super cool. Let's go to Pulse Chain. Pulse Chain is still sitting at 36 bucks. This thing spiked up to like $100 while I was gone. I was able to sell just a little bit, made a couple of my first sales and recouped a good amount. So I'm like 50% to ROI in this one. So that makes me feel confident. From this point, I'm just going to keep compounding. They launched a new portion of the platform, and that caused everything to go haywire for like a week. So it was pretty cool to see. It's even $36 a P drip is super exciting. So I'm looking forward to see where this thing goes. Obviously, all this stuff, all these protocols that are doing fairly well and that are totally safe. If that Bitcoin spot ETF goes live and Bitcoin goes on a tear and it raises everything, a lot of these different altcoins and then other platforms that use the altcoins, they've got the potential to go wild. So while I can't guarantee which one will do it, if we really do take off and Bitcoin does rally to 100, 150,000 when they've got to buy up all those tokens, we could see one of these protocols and some of these tokens that are associated with them go completely wild. I won't spend too much time on the rest. We'll just talk about it. Street vendor wars still going well. 67, 68 BNB so far in here right now, and we're just really getting started. So I think this is awesome. I will do another full tutorial on this. I know there is a little bit of confusion on how to get in. We're trying to make a few changes. Obviously, we're still waiting on the leaderboards. An easier way to connect, because right now you got to connect over on the Unmade Sugar site and then come over here to actually play the game. So there's a few things that we're trying to adjust, but just be aware of that. If you have any questions, reach out on Telegram. I'm happy to help you get it set up. Elephant Money is still doing pretty well. It's really just clawed its way up. This one kind of looks like an elephant, big ears in the trunk. But it's had a major sell-off and then it's pulling down, but these are real small movements. So I'm hoping that we start to see an upward tick. This is a nice healthy flow, so I'm perfectly fine with it. Like I said, I bought down here somewhere, again here, and then again here. So right now I'm still sitting in profit for my total investment, and I've got some NFTs that are working. So Elephant Money to me is a rock solid one. Alpha 365 is still paying, so that's good. I don't have it on the right wallet, but Alpha 365 is still doing well. I think they're launching a different part of this protocol as well, and I think it has something to do with like the Carol clone. So that should be pretty interesting to see how it impacts this, because so far this one's been going really well for me. Soleti's still paying out. I know that this one gets some hate because it's supposed to have connection to some crash projects, but I don't know for sure. I just know that they are paying out like clockwork, so that's helpful for my budget and my bottom line. And last but not least, let's jump over to the Shitcoin Miner, which has still been doing really well. It's still got 107,000 Matic in it, which is about $1 a piece. So far that's looking pretty good. They did add this. I don't know when the last time I made a video if this was here, but you're able to actually exchange the crypto. You got a bridge here. So if you've got BNB and you don't want to go through the whole hassle of trying to figure out how to get Matic on Polygon, you can just come in here and do it and do the exchange. So it makes it a lot easier. I think it's smart that they did this, because I think a lot of people were hesitant to get in this one because I don't think people are real familiar with bridges or comfortable with bridges yet. So that's how you get in. It makes it a little bit easier. Right now I am 46% to ROI, and all I'm really doing is just this 50-50 reinvest. I did put some additional tokens in a little while back. I may put a little more in to see how it impacts my daily yield, but for the most part my plan is just to go 50-50. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I'm excited about this Carol protocol thing. I'm interested to see how well they do. Already up above 300,000, and the thing's been live for less than an hour. So let me know what your thoughts are. Of course, I'll put the links in the description below. Jump into the Telegram if you have any questions. Hope you guys are enjoying your day. Happy investing.